He's doing a documentary on me.
Oh yeah.
I am the mighty Leviticus. Thank you for watching. My stage name is the Illustrated Strongman, the Mighty Leviticus, and I am the owner and co-founder of the Blue Mushroom Circus Psyshow out of Montreal, Quebec, Canada. I was born here in Montreal, in Outremont, just north of the mountain. We lived here till 1973, and then after the October crisis, we moved out west to Winnipeg, and I have 2 children and 1 grandchild. I came back because I was doing the 3rd season of a show called Carnival Loom Bleu, which was a 1930s styled carnival. And I had been part of it for all 3 seasons. Myself and 2 of the other performers, one from Vancouver, Miss Bon Bon Bombay, and Ish Van Betjar from here in Montreal, myself decided that we should be our own bosses and start the Blue Mushroom Circus Psyshow. And the rest, you can say, is history. I was working for Conklin shows. I was a carny, and I left the carnival to join the sideshow. And what had happened was, in Calgary, it was so hot I shaved my head on a dare and a bet. And the next day, while I was working, a 3rd generation sideshow performer walked up to me and said, "I want you as my strongman. I will teach you how to do everything to be my strongman. Would you be my strongman?" And I went, "Yeah, sure." When I started, the training was very private. It was very hard to be trained by someone. A lot of people most sideshow performers learn from the non-traditional way. Like I was trained by somebody that was in the performance, and now a lot of people, they learn it elsewhere, and it's brought a big change. But the nice part is, it's in the last 10 years, the friction between circus and sideshow is not there like it used to be. While I was touring carnivals down south in Texas, I got ordained as a minister in a church. And I started working. My first sideshow was for a sideshow that was named after the devil. And being a minister, I figured the perfect name would be Leviticus, because Leviticus is the book of the Bible with all the laws. The one that says you're not supposed to eat pork or seafood or get tattooed or... So I thought it was poetically the perfect stage name to take. I was a big fan of Ray Bradbury's The Illustrated Man. That's why I called my stage name The Illustrated Strongman. And I'm actually taking his book, and I'm slowly telling each chapter of the book, The Illustrated Strongman, which is about an illustrated tattooed carnival worker. And I'm slowly getting all the stories tattooed on my body. The blue mushroom, I love it. We took old school sideshow and gave it a polished twist. The blue mushroom, we wanted to make a more refined theater sideshow instead of the old rough, cut, dry, hardcore sideshow. And very theatrical, very performance orientated. So it was, and I always say that Ish Van Betjar was the brains, Bon Bon Bombay was the heart, and I was the muscle and the pretty face on the poster. In the old shows, circus was the up front. That was the kings and queens on the midway. And the sideshow was in the back. It was, they were the kings and queens of the workers for the shows. So it was like two different things. You know, for hundreds of years, circus people always felt themselves elevated higher than the lowly sideshow performer or freak performer. I was a big fan of Jim Rose. I got to meet him once. I've got to know him. One of the shows that I watched that I was so enthused that I wound up performing for one of them as one of the owners. I got to meet another performers such as Giovanni Giuliani, who's become a very good friend of mine. I've got to work with, the great Orbax, who's another phenomenal person in the field. Phoenix Fire, who's like, in Psyshow, he's my idol, and, so it's like, I'm old school, but I love the arts, and I love seeing new performers. And I love seeing the new twists that people take on an old act. Performing is hard, it's hard to keep going because, your 15 minutes of fame don't come in your first 15 minutes. And that's the hard part, I've had some great opportunities. And right now at my time in life, I'm still going to perform till, I'm going to be like Giovanni. I'm going to perform till the day I die. And then hopefully they'll stuff me and put me in the Ripley's Museum or something. I found it's work that you don't consider work. So you're having fun and getting a paycheck. What could be better than that? Really, While it's fun, while I'm having fun, I'll still do it. When I stop having fun, I guess I'll get a real job. That's pretty cool.
Yeah?
If you want to add anything at any other time, we can always have another chat. Sounds good?
Yeah.
Awesome.